Okay, so in this period, I will discuss about dynamic viscosity and kinematic viscosity. So the basic definition for dynamic viscosity, actually we know is the this particular definition really very well because it is equal to coefficient of viscosity. Okay, so it is equal to coefficient of viscosity. The formula is shear stress divided by shear strain, or else we can call it as change in velocity towards change in distance. Okay, so here it is shear stress. So this total value is a velocity gradient. So normally this velocity gradient is equal to du by dy. So du is a change in velocity and dy is a change in distance. Okay, so maybe it may be called it as the difference between two surfaces. So why viscosity is important? It is majorly used for lubrication oils. For example, the lubrication oil is used between two surfaces, right? So if this is the two surface, oil has been used in between these two surfaces. So we should know what is the distance between the two surfaces. So that will be called it as change in distance. Okay, so this is called dy. Similarly, du is a velocity, change in velocity, that is called u2 minus u1. Okay, u2 minus u1. So this is final velocity and this one is initial velocity. So in most of the problems, you will be having only final velocity. So the initial velocity will not be available. So if it is not available, you can consider u1 is 0. You can assume u1 as 0 because in most of the problems, the initial velocity will not be available. So it may be negligible. So the due to that condition, we are assuming this u1 as 0. Okay, just a minute. So for the expansion of this particular formula, dynamic viscosity is equal to shear stress divided by change in velocity divided by change of distance. Okay, so what is the formula for shear stress? It is force by area. Force divided by area. So this particular area is equal to the surface area of two surfaces. Okay, so I already told you that this particular distance is dy. Similarly, area is a area is the area of this particular two surfaces. Okay, so change of velocity. So what is the formula for velocity? Length, that is called meter per second. So the unit for velocity is meter per second. That is called distance per time. So here the distance is length. Similarly, you can assume this area as a length square. You can assume this area as a length square. So change in velocity is equal to length divided by time, and also with that change in distance has been marked as 1 divided by length. Okay, so if you want to simplify this particular formula, uh, you will get a final formula for dynamic viscosity. So look at here. Here the length and also here is we are having the length. So both are common. So we can neglect this. Next, force by area. So I already told you that area can be calculated with the help of length. So area is equal to length square because it is a meter square. It is everyone knows that. So it is a distance square. Okay, so force divided by length square. And after cancelling this particular length, the remaining portion is 1 divided by time. So 1 divided by time. So if you want to simplify this, you can take this time towards this particular point. So force into time divided by length square. So the unit for this formula that is called dynamic viscosity is Newton seconds per meter square, right? So force is in Newton and time is in seconds and length is in meter, and here it is length square, or else you can consider it as area square also. So the unit for area square is the unit for area is meter square. It is not area square. So you can consider area as a length square. Okay, so the unit for dynamic viscosity is Newton seconds per meter square. Okay, so the unit for that is SI unit for viscosity is Newton seconds per meter square. So that is why we have simplified this particular formula. So most of the cases, in most of the problems, we will use this particular formula. You don't have to simplify this. You can use this formula itself. Okay, and dynamic viscosity, for solving the problems, you have to do a unit conversion, because most of the dynamic viscosity values will be given in the format called poise. Okay, for most of the dynamic viscosities, it will be denoted in the unit called poise. So you have to convert this poise into Newton seconds per meter square. Okay, so you have to do the unit conversion. So one poise is equal to 1 by 10th of Newton seconds per meter square. So you have to make a note of this. Please make a note of this right now. One poise is equal to 1 by 10 Newton second per meter square. Okay. So you can reciprocally convert this unit from Newton seconds per meter square into poise also. Okay. Sometimes the unit of viscosity as centipoise also. You have to convert this unit into centipoise also. Okay, so that means 1 centipoise is equal to 0.01 poise. Okay, so the unit conversion is 1 centipoise is equal to 0.01 poise. So, or similarly, we can call it as 1 centipoise equal to 0. So, this is a simplification. 1 centipoise is equal to 0.01 poise. So, similarly, if you want to convert this particular Newton seconds per meter square into centipoise also, இல்லைன்னா நீ பாய்ஸ்லேருந்து டேரெக்டாக சென்டி பைசாவும் மாற்றலாம். அதுக்கான யூனிட் கன்வர்ஷன் தான் இங்கே கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஓகே, இஸ் இட் கிளியர்? Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
My next, sorry, before that, I will tell you the basic value of water, the viscosity of water at 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the basic viscosity value of water is 0.01 poise, or else it is 1 centipoise, particularly at the temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Because I already told you that if the temperature increases, the value of viscosity will get decreases. So the viscosity of water at 20 degrees Celsius is 0.01 poise, or else 1 centipoise. If the temperature increases, that means particularly if you are calculating a viscosity of water at 25 degrees Celsius, uh, the viscosity value will getting decreased. Similarly, if the temperature decreased, there will be increase in the viscosity. Okay, so it is two opposite values. So my next heading is that kinematic viscosity. I already told you that mu is a dynamic viscosity, or else we can call it as coefficient of viscosity, or else we can call it as absolute viscosity. But kinematic viscosity is totally different. The unit for kinematic, sorry, the symbol for kinematic viscosity is V. Okay, and the definition is it is defined as the ratio between dynamic viscosity to the density. So the formula is dynamic viscosity divided by density. So the formula for kinematic viscosity is, so V is the symbol for kinematic viscosity. The formula is viscosity divided by density. So here the viscosity is mu and the density is rho. So if you know the dynamic viscosity, you can able to find this particular kinematic viscosity with the help of density. Because I think everyone knows how to find density for different liquids based with simple given data. So the unit conversion. So the final unit for kinematic viscosity is meter square per seconds. Actually, the unit for kinematic viscosity is meter square per second. So how it comes? Please look at these units. So the unit for mu is Newton seconds per meter square, and the unit for density is kilogram per meter cube. Okay, so from these units, we have derived with meter square per second. So you can convert this Newton into uh, kilogram meter per second square. So the Newton is equal to kilogram meter per second square. 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram meter per second square. Similarly, we are having seconds per meter square also. So that is what mentioned here. Okay. So Newton kilogram meter per second square மாத்திருக்கோம். Remaining seconds per meter square அப்படியே வச்சிருக்கோம். Okay. So and also with that we are keeping the unit for density as it is kilogram per meter cube. So please look at here. If you want to cancel this, you can cancel. So before that you can simplify this. அதாவது டினாமினேட்டர் வரதில் டினாமினேட்டரில் போட்டுங்க, நியூமரேட்டரை நியூமரேட்டர்லேயே ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணிடுங்க. ஸோ கிலோகிராம் மீட்டர் இஸ் இன் நியூமரேட்டர் அண்ட் ஆல்சோ செகண்ட்ஸ் இஸ் இன் நியூமரேட்டர். And also with that, this particular meter cube will go to the numerator. And here we are having second square on the denominator and meter square on the denominator and also kilogram on the denominator. So all the three values will be kept here. So kilogram and kilogram will get cancelled. Similarly, here we are having meter and also meter cube. So it will be converted into meter power 4. Okay, so meter power 4 and meter power square will get cancelled, and we are having meter square on the numerator, and second square will get cancelled, and we are having seconds on the denominator. So the unit for kinematic viscosity is meter square per second. Okay, so you don't have to do all these unit conversions. You can directly use meter per second for kinematic viscosity. Sorry, meter square per second for kinematic viscosity. Okay, if you want to, so actually as per dynamic viscosity, uh, we are having a different unit for kinematic viscosity also. It will be denoted differently. If before that, it is called, so because force is not involved, so here there is no forces, so the only dimension being length and time. For kinematics we are having only length and time, so that is why it is marked as meter square per second. And also it will be denoted in the unit called Stokes. Okay, it will be denoted in the unit called Stokes. So in few problems you will have a kinematic viscosities in the unit called Stokes. So you have to convert this unit into meter square per seconds. Okay, so one stroke is equal to 1 centimeter square per second. Okay, one stroke is equal to 1 centimeter square per second. So if you want to convert this centimeter square into meter square, you have to divide with 10 to the power minus 4. Sorry, actually you have to multiply with 10 to the power minus 4. So you have to divide with 10 to the power 4. Okay, so one strokes is equal to 1 by 10,000 meter square per second. Okay, so please make a note of this unit conversion. It will be useful for our next problems. Okay, so next we are moving to the problem regarding with viscosity. Okay, so these problems will be solved only by you. I'm not going to solve this problem. I will help you how to find the answers. I will help you how to go step by step procedure. So before that, I'm going to read this problem. A plate 0.025 millimeter distance from a fixed plate. Okay, so you have to draw a diagram for this. So initially we are having a plate. It is having a distance with a value of 0.025 mm from a fixed plate. Okay, so this is the distance between the two plates. So this distance will be marked as dy. I think we are having a diagram for this, so I don't have to draw this diagram. Okay, so we are having two plates. One is a fixed plate and next one is a moving plate. So this particular line is a moving plate. So the distance between fixed plate and moving plate is dy. So the value is 0.025 millimeter. Okay, and it moves with a velocity of 60 centimeter per second. So it moves with a velocity of 60 centimeters per second. Okay, and it requires a force of 2 Newton per unit area. So for this movement, we have to provide a force. Okay, we have to supply a force. So the force value is 2 Newton per unit area. So that means it is equal to 2 Newton per meter square. So please don't consider this force as Newton. So it is 2 Newton per unit area. So you have to mark force in this particular unit, 2 Newton per meter square. To maintain the speed, to find fluid viscosity between the plates. So we have to find the fluid viscosity. So that is called mu. So we have to find the value of mu. Okay. So the answer for this viscosity is 8.33 into 10 to the power minus 5 Newton seconds per meter square. Or else we can, if you want to mention in poise, it is 8.33 into 10 to the power minus 4 because it is 1 by 10. So you know that 1 poise is equal to 1 by 10 of Newton seconds per meter square. Okay. So what is the procedure that we have to follow here is initially we have to use the basic formula for dynamic viscosity. So the dynamic viscosity is a fluid viscosity. So we have to find the dynamic viscosity. So what is the basic formula that we have here? It is shear stress is equal to mu. Okay, shear stress is equal to mu into du divided by dy, right? So du divided by dy. Uh, so this is what the basic formula, du divided by dy. So the value for shear stress, whether it is available, and a value for shear stress, whether available or not. Now someone respond for this, whether the value for shear stress is available or not. நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my question is whether the shear stress is available in the given data or not. So what is the formula for shear stress? Force per unit area. Whether force per unit area is available in this given data or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is available. So look at here. It is Newton per meter square. That is called 2 Newton per unit area. So the value for tau is 2 Newton per meter square. So we are having that particular value. We have to find this mu, right? So it is our required data. So dy is available. So look at here. Dy value is available. It is 0.025 millimeter. So you have to convert this dy into meter because shear stress is available in the unit called Newton per meter square. So you can't use this particular value as it is. So you have to convert this 0.025 mm into millimeter, sorry, meter. So the conversion is 0.025 into 10 to the power minus 3. 10 to the power minus 3 meter. Then what is the value for this du? So what is called du? du na என்ன?
Change in speed.
Change in velocity. It is not speed, change in velocity. Okay. So du actually it is u2 minus u1. I already told you that if initial velocity is not available, you can use u1 as 0. So but here we are having the final velocity, it is 60 centimeter per second. So you have to convert this 60 centimeter per second into 60 meter per second. Sorry, actually you have to convert this 60 centimeter into meter per second. So the value will be 0.6 meter per second. So the du is 0.6 meter per second. So except this particular mu value, we have all the values in this formula. So you can substitute all the values in the formula and try to find the answer for this. So do it right now. Please tell me whether you are getting this particular answer or else you are getting different answers. Try to solve right now. ப்ராப்ளம்லாம் எழுதிட்டு இருக்க வேண்டாம்ப்பா, ப்ரொசீஜர் மட்டும் சால்வ் பண்ணுங்க. You can use these three values. Don't take too much time because it is a simple formula. They have to you have to find the value for mu simply. So mu is equal to tau into dy divided by du. So substitute these three values. That's it. இதுக்கு இவ்வளோ நேரமா? Whether you are getting the right answer? ஏன்னா 3 வேல்யூ மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணுற டிவைட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு இவ்வளோ நேரமா?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whether this answer is right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you use this particular 3 units, you will get an answer in Newton second per meter square. So in some problems, they'll be asking this particular fluid viscosity in poise. So you have to convert this Newton seconds per meter square into poise. So this is the conversion. Actually, you can multiply with 10 because 1 poise is equal to 1 by 10 Newton seconds per meter square. That is what the unit conversion. So here you have to reverse the procedure. So you can multiply with 10. Okay. So I will move on to the next problem. So if you want to copy this problem, you can refer the particular YouTube link. Okay. So the next second problem. Okay. So this one will be a little bit tricky because you can't directly use the particular formula. Here also we are going to use the same formula. Before that, you have to find the velocity because here we don't have the velocity. So look at here. We have to determine the intensity of shear of an oil having viscosity 1 poise. So what is the data that we have to find? We have to find the intensity of shear. So that means we have to find the shear force. Sorry, shear stress. We have to find the shear stress. Okay. And we are having the viscosity value. It is 1 poise. Okay. So we have to convert this 1 poise into Newton seconds per meter square. Okay. So the oil is used for lubricating the clearance between the shaft. Okay. So please read this line carefully. It is used to lubricating the clearance between the shaft of diameter 10 centimeter and its journal bearing. Okay. So we are having a journal bearing. So it will be in the circular format. Similarly, we are having a shaft. Okay. So we are having a 2 circles. So this particular clearance value is equal to dy because in between these 2 circles we are supplying this lubrication oil. Okay. So the clearance is 1.5 mm. So This clearance is equal to, that means the dy is equal to 1.5 mm. Okay, so the dy is available in this problem, and the shaft rotates at 150 rpm. So this is not a velocity. Here we are having the speed. So speed is 150 rpm. Similarly, we are having the unit so value for the diameter. So the diameter of the shaft is 10 centimeter, right? So the diameter of the shaft is 10 centimeter, and also we are having the viscosity. So viscosity actually it is mu. So mu is 1 poise. So 1 p. So p means poise, or else you can convert this directly into Newton seconds per meter square. So that is 1 by 10 Newton seconds per meter square. Okay, so these are all the given data that are available. So in this problem, we have to find this particular shear stress. Okay, we have to find the intensity of shear. So that means we have to find the shear stress. So what is the basic formula for shear stress? It is actually, the basic one is mu into du divided by dy. So the same formula. So the value of mu is available and the value of dy is also available, but it is in the unit called millimeter. So you have to convert this millimeter into meter. Okay, means you can multiply with 10 to the power minus 3. So you will get in meter. But look at here, you have to find the value for du. You have to find the value for du. So the basic formula for velocity, whether do you know the values of formula for velocity? Basic formula for velocity. Okay, I will tell you that the basic formula for velocity is pi dn by 60. Pi dn divided by 60. 60. Okay, so this particular diameter is available. It is 10 centimeter, and similarly the speed is available. It is 150 rpm. Okay, so you have to convert this 10 centimeter into meter. So you can directly apply here. So pi, the value for pi is 3.14. It is a constant one. So pi into 10 centimeter will be marked as 0.1 meter. 0.1 meter. Similarly, the speed is 150 rpm. Okay, the speed is 150 rpm. So divided by 60. So if you do that, you will get the final velocity. So that is called u2. So what is the answer for this? Now use your calculator. If you are not using calculator, it will be very hard to solve the problems in continuous assessment examination and also in the final exam.
0.785, sir.
0.785. The unit is, don't forget to mark the units. 0.785. So the unit, meter per seconds. Okay, so the unit is meter per seconds. So this is the value, and you know it very well. If you are not having the initial velocity, you can use this u2 as du. Okay, so now you can substitute these values in the formula called shear stress. So the value for mu, it is 1 by 10. Okay, so the value for mu is 1 by 10, and the value for du, that is 0.785, you can directly use as it is, because it is in meter per second. Okay, 0.785 divided by what is the value for dy? It is 1.5 millimeter. So please convert this 1.5 into meter. So 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, so you'll be getting the answer for the shear stress. So what is the answer?
Sir, 52.33.
52.33 unit.
So meter per second.
And it is shear stress kana. .33 is the right answer, but what is the unit?
Newton
So
per
the
meter.
Newton per meter square, yes. Newton per meter square. Okay. So that's all about this problem. So if you want, you can check the answer. It is 52.33 Newton per meter square. Okay. So this is how you have to uh, solve this problem. Whether the problem will have a direct procedure or else it will have a different reciprocal procedure. Like starting ending போற மாதிரி இருக்கும் சில ப்ராப்ளம் ending starting போற மாதிரி இருக்கும். So whatever may be the question, so try to write a given data first, then try to write what is the data that we have to find. Then in solution, initially write a formula for the first data that we have to find. Okay, try to write a formula first. So formula எழுதிட்டீனா என்னென்ன டேட்டாஸ் இருக்கோ அதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணு, என்னென்ன டேட்டாஸ் இல்லையோ அதெல்லாம் கண்டுபிடி. You will directly move to the final step of a problem. So this is the procedure to solve a problem in all subjects. If you follow this procedure, it is very, very easy to study analytical subject. You don't have to worry, or you don't have to fear about the analytical subject. Okay, write a given data, then write the data that we have to found, then directly write the formulas first. Okay, so if you write a formula, you can check with the given data. So whether all the data are available or we have to find a different one. So if a data is not available, you can directly move on to the particular formula. So please look at here, I did the same procedure. I write the given data up to this, then நான் என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்கணும்னு எழுதுனேன், அதோட ஃபார்முலா எழுதுனேன். இப்போ இதில் இல்லாத ஒரே டேட்டா என்ன, டியூ. ஸோ டியூ வந்து கண்டுபிடிக்கிற ஒரு ஃபார்முலா எழுதுனேன், டியூ கண்டுபிடிச்சாச்சு. நெக்ஸ்ட் ஃபைனல் டேட்டாவும் கண்டுபிடிச்சாச்சு. ஓகே, ஸோ எனி டவுட் இன் திஸ் ப்ராப்ளம்? Okay, na? So these are all very, very simple problems. That is why I am solving these problems with the help of presentation itself. So from manometer, I will solve these problems with the camera presentation. Okay, okay, that's all about this particular PPT. Next, I will move on to my next presentation because we are having 5 more minutes. Okay, so in this presentation, we will discuss about the basic about viscosities again. I already told you that variation of viscosity with the temperature. So please remember that temperature will affect viscosity. Okay, so if the temperature increases, then there will be a decrease in the viscosity. Okay, so look at here, the viscosity of the liquid decreases with increase in temperature. Similarly, the viscosity of the gases, because we are discussing about only liquids, so we are not discussing about gases. So, but if you can understand that the viscosity of the gases increases with increase in the temperature. So we have to look only this particular second point for the subject. But you can have a basic of gases. The viscosity of the gases increases with increase in temperature. Okay. Similarly, the reciprocal of second point is viscosity of a liquid increases with decrease in temperature. Okay, so the next basic things about types of fluids. So we will have a comparison between density and viscosity. Okay, we will have a comparison between density and viscosity. So for an ideal fluid, the density will be constant. Okay, the viscosity will be 0. So ideal fluid means the fluid will not be in motion. So it is ideal. It is not flowing. Okay, so for that kind of fluids, the density will be constant and the viscosity will be 0 for a real fluid. Okay, so this one is actually a practical fluid. So that means a fluid will have a motion, or else maybe it will not have a motion. So here the density is a variable one. Okay, so the density will vary. Okay, and the viscosity is non-zero. That means there will be a changes in the viscosity. It is not zero. You are having actual values for this real fluids. Okay. Similarly, for Newtonian fluids, the density will be constant, or else it may be variable. So in this Newtonian fluid itself, we are having two categories. One is ideal and real. So for that, based upon that categories, whether you will have a constant density or else you will have a variable density. For viscosity, normally we will be using this relation that is called Newton's law of viscosity. So this relation is applicable for Newtonian fluids. Okay. Similarly, for non-Newtonian fluids, the density will be same when compared with Newtonian fluids, but the viscosity will not follow the particular law, Newton's law of viscosity. So it will not follow Newton's law of viscosity for non-Newtonian fluids. Okay. So for incompressible fluids, the density will be constant, and sometimes you will have a value of 0 in the viscosity, or else sometimes you will not have the 0 value. So it is based on the different conditions. For compressible fluids, the density will be variable, because if you compress that, there will be increase in the pressure, and also you will be having a difference in the density also. So incompressible means there will not be any changes in the pressure, because you can't able to compress the liquids. Okay. So for compressible fluids, the viscosity is similar to incompressible fluid. Okay. So this is what the comparison between density and viscosity.